Every day, billions of silent agreements are made at coffee shops, supermarkets, and online stores. These moments pass by in the blink of an eye, woven seamlessly into the fabric of our routines. Most of us never pause to consider the intricate choreography that makes these transactions possible. With a tap of a card or phone, the exchange is instant. The world is at your fingertips. Payment is effortless, and the process feels almost magical. So simple, it's easy to forget the vast machinery working behind the scenes. But what really happens in that moment? What invisible forces are set in motion? Each transaction triggers a cascade of digital signals racing across continents in milliseconds. This is the story of the most powerful yet unseen empire on Earth. An empire that stretches across borders, connecting every corner of the globe. It has no armies, no borders, no throne. Its power comes from controlling the movement of money. Its reach is silent, but absolute, shaping economies and lives without ever being seen. We trust it with our livelihoods, yet rarely notice its presence. Our faith in this system is almost instinctive, built on years of seamless transactions. The transaction feels simple, but it's an illusion. Beneath the surface, a labyrinth of technology and agreements is at work. Behind the scenes, a complex machinery springs to life, a network of actors, each taking their part and their cut. Banks, processors, networks, and merchants all play a role in this digital ballet. Designed decades ago, this system is now the default language of value. It has evolved from clunky machines to invisible code, adapting to every new era of commerce. Its architects are the silent arbiters of global commerce, their influence woven into daily life. They shape the rules, set the standards, and decide who gets to participate. At the heart of this ecosystem, two names stand above all: Visa and MasterCard. Their networks pulse with the lifeblood of the global economy. They are not banks, nor do they hold your money. Instead, they are the invisible bridges that connect buyers and sellers, making commerce possible. Yet without their networks, global commerce would grind to a halt. The world as we know it would slow, and the flow of value would be interrupted. They are the gatekeepers, conducting a worldwide symphony of finance. Every transaction, every purchase, every moment of exchange is orchestrated by their unseen hand. To understand their power, we must first uncover how this invisible handshake came to be. A story of innovation, ambition, and the relentless drive to connect the world through money. Before this system, commerce was slow, limited by paper, coins, and local trust. Transactions were often tedious, requiring face-to-face exchanges and manual record-keeping. Every purchase depended on physical money-changing hands, and trust was built over years within small communities. The world was ready for something faster, something that could connect people beyond their neighborhoods. The idea of a universal, instant payment method was a fantasy. But as cities grew and travel became more common, the need for a better solution became obvious. Change began quietly, as banks experimented with cards to replace cash. These early experiments were small, but they hinted at a future where money could move as quickly as people did. Early attempts were clumsy with limited reach and frequent technical hiccups, but one idea from Bank of America, Bank AmeriCard, stood out. It was more than just a piece of plastic, it was a vision for a new kind of financial connection. The real breakthrough wasn't the card, but the decision to share it. Bank of America licensed the system to other banks, creating a cooperative network. Suddenly, banks that once competed fiercely were now collaborating, building something bigger than any one institution could manage alone. This alliance became Visa. Meanwhile, other banks formed the Interbank Card Association, later MasterCard. These two networks would soon become the backbone of global payments, connecting millions of people and businesses. They weren't just building products, they were building platforms. By creating open networks, Visa and MasterCard solved the problem of scale. Their systems could handle transactions from anywhere, at any time, making commerce truly borderless for the first time. A card from a small bank in Ohio could be accepted in Paris, thanks to the shared network. They set the rules, technical standards, and global trust. This new infrastructure made it possible for people to travel, shop, and do business across continents with confidence. Quietly, the foundation for their global dominion was laid. They became the architects of the stadium where banks would compete. The rules they wrote shaped the future of money, commerce, and even the way people thought about trust. The stage was set for a new era in commerce, one where speed, security, and global reach would redefine what was possible for everyone. Visa and MasterCard don't lend money or process payments directly. They aren't banks, and they don't actually move your money from one account to another. Instead, they own the infrastructure, the digital highway connecting banks and merchants. Their networks are the invisible roads that make modern commerce possible, linking millions of businesses and billions of consumers across the globe. For every transaction, they charge a tiny fee, a toll on the flow of global commerce. Whether you're buying a coffee or booking a hotel, a small slice is taken each time. Each purchase pays a fraction of a percent, almost invisible to the consumer. Most people never notice these fees, but they're always there, quietly accumulating. But multiplied by trillions in transactions, these fractions become a river of revenue. The sheer volume transforms tiny tolls into billions in profit every year. Their model is resilient. They don't take on credit risk, only a cut of the action. No matter who wins or loses, they get paid as long as the transaction happens. As long as people buy, their toll booths collect. Every swipe, tap, or click is another toll paid to the network. Their incentive? Replace cash entirely, so every exchange passes through their rails. The less we use cash, the more power and profit flows to them. From lattes to flights, a slice of value is silently diverted to them. Every industry, every purchase, every moment of spending is an opportunity for them to collect. It's a private tax on economic activity, levied by a network, not a government. This fee is set by corporations, not elected officials, and it's woven into the fabric of daily life. Their business thrives on scale, not risk. The more the world spends, the more their networks grow, and the more indispensable they become. The more we spend, the more they earn. Every digital transaction, no matter how small, adds to their bottom line. Their goal, make every transaction, everywhere, run on their rails. In the future, they imagine every purchase, from any corner of the world, will pay their toll. Tapping your card triggers a rapid-fire digital conversation. The payment terminal sends your info to the merchant's bank, the acquirer. Seeing the Visa or MasterCard logo, the acquirer routes the request through the card network. The network identifies your bank, the issuer, and asks, is there enough money or credit? Your bank checks your balance and runs instant fraud checks. If all is well, approval zips back through the network to the merchant's terminal. The green light flashes. You get your coffee. But no money has moved yet. Just a promise. Actual settlement happens later, as banks reconcile the day's transactions. During settlement, fees are carved out. The interchange fee and the network's own cut. Billions of times a day, this system works. Flawlessly and invisibly. The process is seamless, but the machinery is anything but simple. Every step is orchestrated by the networks. The invisible handshake is complete. Visa and MasterCard are more than technology. They're quasi-regulators. They set the rules for banks, merchants, and cardholders. Their power is clearest in the interchange fee, which they alone set. Merchants can't negotiate. They must accept the terms or lose customers. Issuing banks offer lavish rewards to drive spending, funded by higher fees. Ultimately, consumers pay. Costs are embedded in every purchase. The networks decide who can participate, even blacklisting entire industries. They are the gatekeepers of the digital economy. We see payment networks as neutral infrastructure, but that's an illusion. By designing the rails, they shape the evolution of finance. The four-party system, cardholder, merchant, issuing bank, acquiring bank, locks in the status quo. True innovation that bypasses the card rails faces immense barriers. Most fintech innovations simply build on the existing system. New wallets and apps are just new doors to the same old highway. The toll booth remains, no matter the interface. The system perpetuates itself, favoring extensions over disruption. Stability comes at the cost of alternative models never given a chance. The network's dominance shapes what's possible in payments. The system has enabled global commerce and unprecedented convenience, but its costs are hidden, often borne by those with the least power. Merchants pay 2 to 3% on every card transaction, a major expense for small businesses. Most pass the cost on, raising prices for everyone. Cash users subsidize the rewards of premium cardholders. The system benefits the affluent, while costs are socialized across all customers. It's a hidden tax, paid in higher prices on everything. The convenience is not free. It's paid for in fractions of a penny, everywhere. We rarely notice, so we rarely question. The system's true cost is as invisible as its operation. Visa and MasterCard aren't villains. They solved a real problem and built a durable moat. Their influence is subtle, embedded in the system's architecture. They invest in security, expand into new tech, and make payments seamless. Their goal, commerce so effortless it fades into daily life. Their power grows quietly through partnerships and the pull of convenience. They present as humble stewards, but their choices shape global capital and innovation. Their presence is assumed, their necessity unquestioned. They are as fundamental as the internet itself. We can hardly imagine a world without them. Their greatest power is that we've forgotten they have any power at all. Every day I tap my card without a second thought, trusting the invisible rails beneath my life. But convenience can quietly shape our choices, and sometimes, our freedom. As we move through a world built for speed, do we pause to ask who's steering? Maybe the real question isn't about the system, but about how we choose to use it.